What's up, guys? It's Matt with Arrogant Industries, and today I've got a video from a different location after a couple weeks of a little hiatus here as I try and figure things out. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm coming at you pretty much discussing in the presence. Now, in previous videos, we discussed ideas, we played some video games, and then you watched The Fall of Grace as I tried to figure out what the heck I'm going to do. Well, I decided to. I came out to Idaho to check it out about a week ago. 2 weeks ago, actually. Now I think about it. Just to, I needed to get a break from Washington. Now I'm going to explain to you the break that needed to happen. I, business has been tough. Pretty much the mandates, choices of our governor, um, just destroyed everything. I watched the majority of my clients go out of business. I watched them move. I had discussions with people who were losing everything, and I saw the writing on the wall. And subsequently, it sent me into just a spiral where I could no longer do my business, whether it be because I was running out of clients or that I was just becoming so depressed that I just didn't have any drive to move forward anymore. And I really want to talk to you guys about this. You know, I loved Washington State for a long time. And I still do. I think it's a very beautiful state. But the politicians have made it very clear that they have no desire to respect business to any degree. And I have a sincere problem with that. And they did that. I'm going to use language here that YouTube hates, but this is just the reality of the situation. Lockdowns just fucked up a lot of things. They destroy my friends' businesses. I watch my friends go through some of the darkest times. I watch my friends lose houses, lose relationships. It's absolutely horrible. And what were we told as business owners? Oh, go get an essential job, you know, or things such as, you know, oh, it's not so bad, just suck it up, buttercup. And it's pretty tough. A lot of people who are just employees don't get it. The amount of investment that goes into a business, and then the type of betrayal by our politicians over the last. I mean, it's been going on forever, but these last 3 years have sent me down a violent spiral that I eventually realized that I got to the point I need to walk away. You know, I did not realize how bad my depression had become. I just lost any motivation to do anything. Date, make friends, go out, do things, be creative, everything. I just felt dead. And that's pretty much the message that I got from our politicians in Washington State is like, hey, it's okay for you to we're going to close all your businesses except for the businesses that are selling you alcohol and marijuana. We want you to go do that to keep you calm and relaxed while we go through this difficult time. Um, but fuck your business. The coffee shops are open, the drive-up coffee shops, all that stuff. Maybe some of the fast food restaurants are open, but your business, because it's not one of these, fuck you, is pretty much the feeling that you get from that. And that's not a good feeling. And that's the reason why majority of the time, whenever I do one of these videos, I tell you guys, hey, don't start a business in Washington State. They don't respect you. They don't respect anybody. And even the residents of Washington State don't respect you, because if they did, they would never have allowed any of this stuff to happen. What happened to the majority of us business owners is just ultimate betrayal. And the feeling behind that, well, I'm here because the only other option was violence. That's the reality of it. I feel so violent towards the politicians that, it's either leave or pursue things that I think should happen to them. And in a state where it's very clear that the morons who voted for all those people support them. The morons of the state don't realize that they're just destroying everything, that they're not going to have anywhere to work because people like me who start businesses aren't going to continue to have a business there. What the other thing too? Okay, November of 2020, a close or 20, yeah, 2020. Guys, it's been so long. 2021. Pretty much after I just realized, wow, this is done. And we saw the mandates come through with the DoD. Well, they weren't coming through. They were trying to push it where they're going to can everybody who didn't want to become vaccinated with the Department of Defense. And then all the state employees who were going to get canned. A good close friend of mine, Ben Compton, who does career transition help. He and I got together and we put together a program to meet at a restaurant and try and help these people move forward in life, find a new career, start a business, encourage them to leave. And we probably met, I'm going to say probably about 50 to 100 people, something like that. One day was incredible how many people showed up. And I think, anyways, so here I am meeting more and more people who are losing everything. And I'm just realizing, well, this is terrorism. And if you look up the definition of terrorism, and we'll do it right now. Let me go back to scene here. Okay. So let me widen this out. Terrorism. I want to say, or was it coercion? Here we go. Unfortunately, it's going to be in Spanish. But here's the Merriam-Webster's definition of terrorism: the systematic use of terror, especially as a means of coercion. Now, let me come back here. What does that tell you? You're going to lose your job. We're going to destroy everything if you don't get this fucking vaccine. If you don't follow our mandates, are unethical, not laws, mandates, not only will the state come after you, but the residents of the state are going to come after you and just destroy your fucking life. And this is something that you really need to think about. I never thought that this bullshit was going to happen in Washington State. I've had always maintained a rather positive uh, opinion of Washington to some degree, and I only maintained critical perspective upon the people who I thought deserved it. Uh, but everyone who supports that is a terrorist. That's really what it is. When you drive people to wanting to commit suicide because you've destroyed their business, and then you've decided because um, they're not going to drink the Kool-Aid that you're drinking. A lot of us learn. A lot of business owners know how to read statistics, surprisingly enough, because we look at marketing materials all day, and then there's people like me who I have to prove in black and white how I'm going to make you money. That means looking at statistics. And fortunately, I went through schools in Washington State before they became just a product of indoctrination. My teachers taught me to question the government. They showed me everything. They showed me all the projects where our own government killed our own people. Things such as the Tuskegee Airmen or Operation Sea Spray. I'm, I mean, there was just so many programs that our government has done where we killed our own people. Learning about false flag events such as the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which I learned in public school, to make myself skeptical of the government, and then me firsthand observing 9/11. Yeah, my heart really goes out to Building 7. So a lot of people have drank the Kool-Aid. Use your word. I'm sure Google's not appreciative of what I'm doing here. I don't know what's going on with this camera right now. I think I'm doing some updates. Kind of funny. Let's see if my stream's still going. Yeah, it's complaining about stuff. I don't know why it's complaining about that. So, What are you supposed to do? Now that your state government has finally decided that they're going to be terrorists. This is Spanish, by the way. I'll play it for you real quick.
Coacción.
Coercion. Fancy. What do? I mean, this happened here. Intimidate, coerce a government or its citizens to further political or social objectives. Law enforcement generally recognizes two types of terrorism: domestic or international. But what we have dealt with for the last 3 years is domestic terrorism by our government, and you wonder why people are getting pushed to the point of violence. And we have a whole bunch of people to the west of me who think that it's okay. And my point of this clip, let me get to the point of this thing. I'm going to leave this up. I thought that you could go anywhere in the United States to start a business, and I've always thought that the American dream was that you could start a business anywhere in the United States, and it's pretty much guaranteed that as long as you put your nose to the grindstone, you're going to succeed. But when you have government, local government, and then you have even federal government, like what was his name? Oh, he's lucky I can't recall it right now. But that son of a bitch, commander or whatever of, I want to say it was like the Mick. He's not the McPon. So that anyone who's a DoD or active duty military personnel will be vaccinated. It's like, do you remember what you're fucking fighting for? Do you remember what happened in the Nuremberg trials? Right, where we set the precedent that you have a right to choose what's going on with your body before anyone else. The right of the individual overrides the right of the what is it? Ethics and medical medicine, I think is it. What is it called? The Nuremberg Code. We'll have to pull it up. Anyways, it ends up being the right of the individual overrides the demands of the the group or whatever. And then if you look here, the Nuremberg Code, even though it hasn't been completely adopted in the United States, according to some of the reading I've done, some hours of reading I've done, majority of the medical professionals have adopted the ideas within the Nuremberg trial. And if you're not familiar with the Nuremberg trial, it's when we were going after every single person in the Nazi party who were killing the Jews. So that was a good place to set a standard, was it not? So what do? Now you've realized that your federal government, your state government, has no regard for your rights that we fought for. There's no longer a respectable country. So now you got to build a business in a place that clearly has no regard for your American rights, citizen, your constitutional rights. How am I supposed to encourage people to build business here? How? How? And the crazy thing is, everyone's gone through so much Stockholm syndrome that they're okay with this. And you see it. You see the people who are still wearing the masks after there has been report after report after report that they don't do shit with it. Now, I understand like, if you want to wear it, whatever, if that's fine, all that stuff, you can do it. And I'm not a doctor. I've only read what doctors have shared, and I'm going to show you one of the doctors that I follow real quick. Dr. John Campbell. This man here cites all of his work. He goes through. And why am I not subscribed on this channel? No, it's because it's this channel. Anyways, I watch this guy's stuff. He's a doctor out of the UK. He pulls all the reports from every country and compares and contrasts and figures out whether or not it makes any sense. I don't know, like, this is really off the cuff, I know. What are you supposed to do? What do the economy is so fucked right now. You're gonna start a business with what? How do we build something that's gonna work? If you love this country, I I firmly believe that you need to leave all the states that are not respecting our rights as American citizens, who aren't respecting us as adults, tax-paying citizens. I recommend moving to a state where the politicians recognize that they are not fucking leaders, that they are representatives, that they are elected officials, and that we reserve the right to pull them out of their fucking job if they don't do the right thing. Now, here I am in a nice new state. It has its own problems, I'm sure. I haven't discovered them yet. And I only have one con thus far, and it's a ridiculous con. But you need to leave Washington. You need to leave Oregon, and you need to leave California. There's a reason. There is a reason. I want to show you something actually. Where is it? Where is it? What? Okay, here we go. Where is it? The costs. I want to show you guys this. And I hate that I'm using a meme, but go to Google. Newsom, U-Haul, meme, costs. Here we go. Oh, that's not it. That guy is a tool, by the way. I don't know how anybody could support this idiot. Wow, Google is really doing what they can to block it. Anyways, it's crazy. The cost of moving out of California is 3 to 4 times the cost of moving into California. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know anymore. You guys are paying attention to what's going on, right? See what's going on in this. Let me bring this up. Oh, I can't change it. I wish I could show you what I want to show you, but I think if I click that button, it's going to mess up the screen. Yeah, we're going to try it real quick. And no, it's not there. I thought it would be there. Anywho, just think really hard about where you're going, who you're supporting, who you're voting for, because your votes matter. Your votes this year and every year are either going to make or destroy this country. And a lot of you really need to gain a new fucking perspective. Maybe those of you who are watching this channel aren't, because you're here interested in starting a business. I don't want you guys to feel the way that I have, or that my clients have felt, or that my colleagues have felt. I don't want to see any more businesses destroyed because of idiotic politicians. And I want you to be very clear in recognizing, if I want it to be very clear that what has happened has been domestic terrorism, and that we should invoke all of our constitutional rights to deal with this, because they're not getting voted out. They made that clear. So let's invoke our constitutional rights and do what we need to do. Right? And as far as starting a business, find a state that's aligned with what you believe in. I strongly recommend going to a red state because they're less likely to fuck you over. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. I got so much stuff I gotta figure out. I don't even. Yeah, I feel hopeful. I feel less depressed. There's still much more to do, but I don't know if starting a business is the answer. I don't know if starting a job is the answer. I want to see you succeed. I don't know how you're going to do it in Washington State if you're watching this from Washington. And I think you should stop paying your taxes. I think we all should stop paying our taxes because none of these fuckers deserve it. Anyways, that's it. Plenty of cursing in this one. Guys, I had to leave because I was getting way too violent. I was feeling so angry. And I wasn't doing anything, but where's the line? Where's the line of being treated poorly? I felt like I had to walk on eggshells wherever I went. I felt like there are no friends. Everybody's an enemy. Everybody's willing to just keep their head down and sacrifice you to whatever the god emperors decide. These elections are important. As much as me feels like voting doesn't matter, you need to do it because if it becomes clear that the voting doesn't matter to everybody else, what's left? War. And I assure you, there are many people who are ready for it. What do you think's going to happen? You keep killing businesses. You keep threatening people. You keep taking their livelihoods. You keep enacting stupid fucking mandates. You know, Jay Inslee has not given up his emergency powers for over 900. Think about that. Think about this. Terrorism is coercion. That's what you all went through. Yeah. All right, guys. That's all I got for you today. I've got a whole bunch of work I gotta do. I need to actually sit down and do stuff. And now that I've left Washington State, my head's clear enough. I think I can do it. Obviously, I'm filled with anger, but it's getting better. The people of Idaho are amazing, and Idaho is America. And Pinochet was right. Yeah, something like that.